Hi, it's Bradley from BetterCar, and today I'm here with the Mini Cooper S. Now this is a 2017 model. This is a third generation Mini Cooper. So the first generation of the BMW Minis started off in 2001 when they sold Rover off, but they kept the Mini brand, which is incredibly good business sense from them. That ran until about 2006. The second generation, which was pretty much just a facelift of the first generation, ran from 2006 to 2015, and that's when this Mini came in. So the third generation is the first Mini in its history to come with 5 doors, which is what this one is. So it's a practical Mini, but it's also a Cooper S, so you get a nice sporty car with a couple of extra practical options on it as well. Now this has covered just over 38,000 miles in its life, and there is no sort of wear and tear to note on the outside of the car. The front wheels are in very good condition, same as the rear wheels as well. The paint is in perfect condition. There's no scuffs or scrapes or stone chips on the front or anything like that. There's no bird lime ingress or anything like that on this car, so it's a very good example of one. It's a great one to show you around. Let's move around to the back. Right then, moving around to the back of the Mini Cooper S. You can see from this angle the main styling point of the Cooper S over the regular Mini. You've got the two twin exhausts in the middle just there. Now the Cooper S has 189 brake horsepower and a pretty similar torque figure as well, so it's quite an easy car to judge in terms of driving it sportily. It's not an old-fashioned turbo sort of sensation where you put your foot down, nothing, and then all of a sudden it shunts you in the back. It's very much a straight power delivery. Moving round into the boot itself though, the space is 278 litres, so it's not particularly massive. Try not to get dripped on. It's not particularly massive, but it's usable. You've got a movable boot floor which flips up so that you can stick more stuff underneath it, so it actually makes the boot ever so slightly bigger. The seats themselves are a 60/40 folding rear seat, so you can keep a couple of seats and then have a longer bit of cargo in there if you wanted to. Let's move into the back seat. Moving into the back seat of the Mini Cooper S, this is a first for anyone that hasn't really been in the newest generation of Minis. The 5-door Minis are actually quite spacious. I've got plenty of knee room. This is set to my driving position. I'm 5'10", so I've got plenty of knee room in the back here. It would be a little bit cramped if it was a journey of more than maybe 2 hours or so. But yeah, the general comfort in here is very nice. They're half leather and half cloth seats. You have got a nice plaid design down the sides of the seats themselves, and the centre is just plain cloth. But they're a nice look. You have got 3 full rear seats in here as well, and you have got a third full rear seat belt, although if you were to fit 3 people in here, there would either have to be small children or very, very, very close friends. There's nothing really else to note in the back of here, so let's move into the front. Right, moving into the front seat of the Mini Cooper S, you've got the same plaid pattern on the front seats as you have on the side of the rear seats as well, and they are half leather. They're very comfortable. It's a very nice place to be in here. It is very much a mini BMW, if anything. This is a manual version of the Mini Cooper S. You can get an automatic version, which is very quick change and it makes quite a good noise on an upshift, but the manual is really what you want in these cars. It's more engaging, it's more fun to drive basically. Now the general specification of this car is actually very good. You've got the main centre screen just here, which is surrounded by a light bar which basically moves it as you adjust different things such as temperature. If you adjust the volume on the radio, that then lights up accordingly to the amount of volume that you've coming out of it. General specification though, you've got 4 electric windows all around the car, you've got automatic lights, automatic wipers, you've got cruise control just on the steering wheel just there. You have also got audio controls and phone controls, and you have got voice controls for that centre screen as well. You've got as I said, the centre screen in there, that has got sat-nav. You've got DAB digital radio in there. You've got media connectivity, so you can connect your phone via Bluetooth, or you can also plug it in via a USB or auxiliary if you wanted to. And you have also got car functions in there, so you can set up the sort of driving mode and bits like that in there. But that is just moving a little bit further down. That is round the actual gear knob itself. You've got the sport and green settings, so you've got sport, mid and green that you can change in between. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. What that basically does is it basically tightens up the throttle response. It makes the steering ever so slightly heavier. It doesn't really do anything with the suspension in these cars. That is more of a high-end car sort of thing to do. Down in the centre console, this is where this generation of Mini really sort of starts to depart from the previous generations of Mini. You've got your start-stop, I was going to say button, but it's more of a toggle switch down here. So you flip that down to switch the car on. It'll probably bing at me just because I've done that. You've got automatic start-stop down here as well, and you have also got your traction control off. If you're going to be taking this around the track, that's quite a useful little button to have down there. Let's take it out for a drive, and then we will round it up. Right then, let's get the Mini Cooper S out on the road and see what it drives like. Another thing that I forgot to mention just on the walk around is that you've got dual zone automatic climate control in this car, so it's another luxury car touch that BMW like to implement into their smaller cars. Obviously with all the lockdowns and bits at the moment, we don't get to get these cars out as often as they maybe should go out. Pulls away very nicely. Oh, that's quite a nice little bit of a shunt in the back. Makes a good noise going uphill. I mean, the modern Minis are incredibly good to drive. They're a lot more refined than the older ones were. I mean, the original BMW Minis were very refined in themselves anyway. You can't really fault that. But these are basically, they feel like a much bigger car than they are, which is always a compliment of a smaller car. So I'm in a 40 at the moment, and I'm going to just drop it down to third gear. The car is fully warm, so don't fret there. I'm not going to thrash a cold engine. So 40 to 60 test in third gear, foot down, 50 and 60. That was very quick. Makes a great noise as well. I'm not sure if that's slightly pumped in. Yeah, a lot of modern cars are pumping sound in now, so you can't really tell whether it's actually the exhaust noise that you can hear or whether it is just, you know, pumped in audio. You know, a slightly different route today. Good old test of the brakes here, down and down. I haven't actually got it in sport mode, but it rev matches on your downshift. That's a great feature. The classic BMW stalks on the steering column are still there, so it doesn't stay up when you indicate it returns back to its normal position, which is a little bit confusing to begin with. Oh, it pulls so well. These are great drivers' cars, brilliant drivers' cars. Right, and coming back into a 40, but at 60 miles an hour in 6th gear, it's turning over at about 2,000 revs. So you're going to get a very good amount of fuel economy out of this car. So it's not just a sports car, it can be used as an everyday car. Being a BMW as well, everything is pretty much exactly where you would expect it to be. It's right at your fingertips. If you think, oh, I need to change my temperature, there it is, right there. So, coming back into BetterCar, rev matches for me on the downshifts again. And we're back. If you like this video, please give it a like. It really helps the channel and it helps us as a business as well. If you also would like any more information on this car or any of our stock, please feel free to give us a call on 01245 403 367. Or alternatively, you can give us an email on inquiries@bettercar.co.uk. Thanks for watching.